Welcome everyone to the Trinidad and Tobago Film Festival 2021 Q&As. I am Samara. Thank you for joining us. This year, our full program screened online, today being the last day. I hope you guys got a chance to catch our new media exhibition that was online and in person at Grandison's Lab, Belmont, this past Friday and Saturday. Feel free to comment and ask any questions you have for the filmmakers or anything, and we will try to answer them during this session. And of course, don't forget you can check out our website, ttfilmfestival.com, for info. We would also like to thank our ttff 21 sponsors and partners. NGC is our signature sponsor this year, and we have leading sponsorship from Shell Trinidad and Tobago and Republic Bank Limited. All right, so today with me is Rodrigo Vasquez, the current charge de affairs. My Spanish isn't too good, so I say the English version of the Embassy of Mexico in Trinidad and Tobago. And I also have Gabriel Retes' wife, Meritxell Galez, who is representing the film La Revolucion, Los Artistas, in which she starred, and it was directed by her late husband. Gabriel was a filmmaker and theater director. He is one of the most prolific and nationally and internationally recognized Mexican directors. He made 20 films, of which El Bulto, Welcome, Welcome, and The City of the Nude are considered among the 100 best films in Mexican cinema. Bienvenido, señor Vasquez, y bienvenida, señorita Galez. Welcome.
Thank you very much. I told Samara that my English is not very well. I don't practice it a lot, so I will do my best effort. So I write something, and I want to read. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much to the Trinidad and Tobago Film Festival and the Embassy of Mexico for the invitation. I am very happy and proud to be here representing the renowned filmmaker Gabriel Retes. Unfortunately, the director of the film passed away last year, but fortunately, he left us another of his work called Identity Taken that will be on HBO next year on May 22. And I also hope that we'll be here in the festival for next year. For people who don't know this unique and remarkable Mexican creator, I invite you to see these films, to see the maybe also all the films of the website, in the website, gabrielretes.com. Our movie, The Revolution and the Artist, was a lucky accident because Gabriel and I, at that time, we first did business and then we fell in love. So we both introduced ourselves to our beloved people. We went to the house of his friend, the actor Arturo Beristain. When he opened the door, he saw us and he told to Gabriel, "Welcome, Dr. Atul and Nawiolin." So he inserted into Gabriel's mind the idea to make this movie. From that day on, Gabriel spent whole day thinking about it and always framing the breakfast, and then he make a panning to the fridge. Always was like that. So he began to study. We began to study the 20s, and we call our friends to play the roles of the artists and the politicians of that time. He also decided to work with students and graduates of the universities who would like to have the experience of working with a well-known filmmaker. So Gabriel told them, in this movie, there will be no money problems because there is no money. So we have a wonderful project in our hands, and we got some money to get started. And then we found that through this story, we could talk about the current moment and know if we advance or we regress. That was the way that this film started. And then it's great that you can see it now in this festival. Personally, it was an honor to play a female character ahead of her time, Nahui Olin, who is not as famous as Frida Kahlo, but her contribution to the cultural life of our country is just as important as Frida's. So this is my introduction, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Rodrigo, is there anything you would like to say to the people?
Oh, well, Samara, thank you very much for the invitation to this Q&A session. Of course, I want to thank Meritxell. She's a great artist. As you mentioned during the introductory remarks, she's co-star in that movie. So I'm a bit confused why she's so nervous today when she's a star in our film industry. And I think because of language, maybe that's the reason why she's a bit nervous. But I want to thank her, because without her support, and of course ttfilmfestival organizers and the team, all of you, without your help, your support, your advice, your efforts, this screening of Revolucion y los Artistas, this Mexican film, couldn't be possible. So of course the embassy is just the link, right? We're just the official link to the festival. And of course I want to highlight that we're marking a great collaboration with the film industry in Trinidad and with the film directors of Trinidad as well. And of course the Trinidad and Tobago's Film Festival is one of our key partners for that work in terms of cultural collaboration and cultural promotion of Mexican films and Mexican culture. As Meritxell just mentioned, I wouldn't say it's an accident. Of course, it could have been an accident, but it was a really great accident, I would say, because they did a great job in portraying the Mexico political life, political landscape, and how the intellectuals and the philosophers, artists, painters intertwined into that political landscape in the 1920s of Mexico. As you know, Mexico was one of the most advanced countries ahead of time in terms of revolution, social revolution. We had a revolution in Mexico in 1910, starting in 1910. So the landscape that the film portrays is actually the end of the revolution movement in 1920s, where culture and politics, of course, played a huge role in how the Mexican 20th century actually was framed. So, and how it evolved. So I think the movie plays a great how can I say this? It really paints, a genuine portrait of that time of our country. And I want to, of course, thank Meritxell for letting the film be part of the festival, and of course working with the embassy. I just want to say that, and of course congratulations to her, to her team, and to you, the organizers. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So Meritxell, I hope my questions are enough that your English could cover your answer. I hope it's not, I don't do a bad job here. But what I thought was really interesting for as an actress seeing the film was the decision to use the Brechtian style of theater to, really move the film. And I was wondering, like, how did that decision come about?
So I don't listen everything because it was freezing.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so I was saying that I realized in the film that there was a Brechtian style of theater used to carry the film. And I was wondering, how did that decision come about?
Oh, Rodrigo, vas a tener que ayudar.
I think you're referring to the technique of the theater using the way it was portrayed. Un poquito el arte escénico que desearon destacar durante la película, en la manera en que elaboraron la película. Un poco en esta parte, más la parte escénica de la película.
Hubo muchos ensayos, ¿cómo se dice?
There were a lot of essays and rehearsals. Yeah, there were a lot of rehearsals for that technique or for that feature to have to be highlighted during the film. Yes.
Y Gabriel aprovechó las carencias económicas para reinventarse.
And Gabriel, the director, made the most out of the economic insufficiency, if you was, to complement that with that technique. Sometimes without funds, you can be really creative, and I think that's part of the the greatness of our cultural makers, of directors and artists and stars, that they have this creative side really well developed. But of course, that's Meritxell explanation. Yeah.
Yes, and also there is this guy Jose who plays the role of Jose Vasconcelos.
Right.
He's really a sculptor and a painter, so he helped us with a lot of the paints and he brought us some sculptures that he made, and that helps a lot.
Nice.
I think Gabriel was surrounded with great friends from the cultural life in Mexico, and that as the project was evolving, I do understand that they just came along, and of course they gave the most of their skills. So I think that you can see that in the film, because as Meritxell has mentioned quite a few times, there was not a lot of funding for the movie, at least not as we are probably thinking. But as you see, the result is fantastic, right? So that sometimes I think that's something worthwhile mentioning in terms of it. Sometimes you see, well, I have this great idea for a film, but I don't have the funding for the project to make it to make it a reality. And sometimes the creative side of the producers and of the director, of course, and the actors who are starring the film makes it happen. And I think this is a great case to highlight that point, of course.
Yeah, I would say so. So what was it like being a husband and wife team, especially with such an original thinker?
Well, it was great because Gabriel was a little crazy, so always have great ideas, like little bombs in his brain. So you never expect what was next. And he was a visionary, so he always saw more things. He was like adelantado a su época. ¿Cómo se dice, Rodrigo?
Ahead of time. He was a visionary ahead of time.
Ahead of time.
Of course, yes. So I would say, just in terms of trying to complement what Meritxell had just mentioned, I think it was a bit unexpected to in terms of how his personality was. And so it was a bit rare to have this coexistence as husband and wife, as well as starring the film. But I think that gives a really authentic sense to the romance that they are portraying on the film. I mean, personally, I'm a married man. I would never be able to portray my relationship in the big screen. But I think they did a great job, and you can see it. You can see it. It's a genuine relationship, and of course, what happened in back in the 20s between Murrieta and Dr. Atul and Murillo and Mondragon were the real names of this characters. Is that it was really intense, and it has this up and downs, but they have this complement side as well. So I think they did a great job. I mean, of course, now you can correlate that they were acting, but at the same time they were in real life husband and wife. So of course that's great. That's something. I mean, I wish we could say that for all films, but you can of course say this for this film.
For this one, it translated really well, and it came together. The characters, everything. It really was an enjoyable film to watch. I didn't get the English subtitles, so it was just like grabbing a little bit of the Spanish that I kind of was aware of, and just following the story visually. And I just thought that it was so amazing to watch, that it really felt genius to me, to really bring in the theatrical side and use theater techniques on this big screen, in such a way that it brought out all the poignant points of the film, and to be such a political commentary at the same time. And it really was a wonderful piece of work. All right, guys. Well, I wish we had more time to talk, but unfortunately, we're kind of out of time. It was such an honor and a pleasure to chat with both of you today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate your comments, and I want to just take this opportunity again to thank TTFF for the invitation, for allowing a Mexican film to be part of the festival. We are more than encouraged to continue collaborating with the festival and to strengthen our collaboration in filmmaking and film producing. So, and of course, I want to thank again Meritxell for being part of this project and this successful participation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And thanks to everyone for joining us for this Q&A. Don't forget, you can still catch all of these great award-winning films as they're screening, I think, like for a couple more hours, so you kind of have to rush and get in quick. So check out the ttfilmfestival.com website, where you can find all necessary information. So thanks again, guys, and goodbye and adios.
Thank you. Bye.